Redistricting has been a big topic here in the Hoosier state.
It's an effort by state Republicans to redraw the congressional map in the middle of the U.S. Census Bureau cycle so that every district in the state is represented by a Republican.
So we brought you the new proposed map changes yesterday. The redrawn lines face public scrutiny for the first time at the Indiana State House today.
Our Meredith Scheimer breaks down the map and what it would mean for voters if the proposal passes. Meredith.
Right, so you mentioned that public comment earlier today. That was during the meeting within the House Committee on Elections and Apportionment. We heard a lot of back and forth from both sides of the aisle at today's meeting. It lasted more than 2.5 hours and ended in the bill passing the House Committee in an 8-5 vote. And what we're looking at right now is what this new map would actually mean for Hoosiers. State Republicans in the Hoosier state are working hard to redraw the congressional maps to ensure every district is held by a Republican. On Monday, Republicans released a proposed map of what it would look like if the bill were to pass today. Let's compare that one to the current congressional map. The map on the left was Indiana's most recent redistricting, which happened after the 2020 Census Bureau data was released. As you can see, the proposed map redraws all 9 congressional districts. It would split Indianapolis into 4 districts and would unseat the state's 2 Democratic representatives, Andre Carson in Indianapolis and Frank Mervan in Gary. Taking a closer look at these maps here in northern Indiana, parts of the 2nd Congressional District, which is where much of our viewing area is, would include parts of the current 3rd District, and portions of the current 1st District would shift into the 2nd. I spoke with Jeffrey Hardin, a political science professor at the University of Notre Dame, to learn more about what's different about redistricting this time around. He says redistricting in the middle of a census cycle isn't as common because it's not new data, but it can be done. When I asked if the data used in this proposal would still be useful, he said it could be and explained where some of the tension might be coming from.
I think one perspective is why fix something that isn't broken? We've already got a set of maps that were approved at least at one time. Why should we do this again until we actually have new data that's going to reflect changes in where people live? And that of course won't come until 2030.
One main argument against redrawing these boundaries is that Lake County in the 1st Congressional District and Marion County, where Indianapolis is, are some of the most racially diverse parts of the state. Author of the bill, State Representative Ben Smaltz, said in Monday's meeting that the maps were, quote, politically gerrymandered, if you'd like to say that, end quote, but that no racial information was considered. One Marion County clerk spoke at the meeting, saying that if the bill were to pass, officials would be scrambling to adopt new changes, such as reassigning poll workers and sending out new voter registration forms before the May primaries. Now that the vote passed the House Committee, the full House votes on the bill later this week. It then goes to the Indiana Senate next Monday, December 8th, where they will make a final decision on the redistricting proposal. We'll continue to keep you updated on what happens on air and online at WNDU.com.
Meredith Scheimer on a decidedly important story tonight. Thank you, Meredith.